to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Jay. How are you, my friend?
Very well. Thank you for having me.
Are you going to ask how I am?
Sure. How you doing?
You know, I've been better.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. You know, yeah.
Is it the weather again, or?
Fuck, dude. I know. I want to punch E right now. He's just like, I love cloudy, gloomy fall days just as much as, and I'm just like, fuck off, dude. I hate the clouds almost more than anything else. I hate gloomy, cloudy days. And E,
You're in the right state for that.
you're just a happy camper, aren't you, E?
I don't know what it is.
Everything
dude. Like,
makes you happy.
even like on
Lawn
days like
mowing, grass clippings, fucking clouds, rain.
well, like a day
whatever.
like today, I picture like if I was at home or when I get home, I won't be able to cut the grass because it's raining, but I'll be able to sit in
Bonus.
the. But
Yeah,
I
that's
like cutting the
awesome.
grass, so that's okay too. But I'll be able to sit in the back on our back porch, which is
Watch
has
Tony.
a cover. And
Watch Tony.
I'll get my book and I'll read, and Tony will come out there, and it will be raining, and I'll read my book, and it'll be great.
The simple life.
Very simple life. No, that's not the reason that I'm bummed out. You ever bite the inside of your cheek?
Oh.
Yes.
And then you have trouble talking?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
it swells up, man.
it is. It's swollen right now. I don't even know what I did, but I bit it somehow, and I'm just like, I find myself like trying to talk. And
Even
I
the
can't even
smallest
endure it.
change in your mouth will drive you absolutely nutty. You know,
Isn't that crazy?
You
A
get one thing
tooth-
stuck in your tooth, or you have some dental work done, and it's just not shaved down right, and it's probably just the most minuscule of issues.
Minuscule?
Minuscule of issues.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
wanted to say millimeter. The most minuscule of issues, but it'll drive your tongue crazy, right?
Yeah.
They're like a magnet for your tongue.
If you got like a what do they call those? A canker sore or whatever
Oh
on
my
your
God.
tongue or
Herpes.
If you burn
I call
your
that
herpes,
herpes. Yep.
burn your tongue, dude, that can be a fucking week
Roof of the mouth.
of fucking.
How about the roof of the mouth?
Yes.
You ever get that blister bubble?
The worst.
No.
I've never gotten that, I guess.
You've never gotten that
actually,
where you can pop. You can literally like
No, I've
pop
never
it.
Oh,
gotten
God, man.
It might be herpes. I don't know. I don't
That's some
know.
Well, you said your blood test said you
overzealous
were clean,
pizza
right?
eating, right? I mean, that's
Yeah, it is.
You know, you
but I
go- you're
can't
going
wait
in
when
hard
when
for
a
a-
pizza gets here. Like K-Dog can let it sit for 3 hours.
But you go in hard
dude,
and bam,
It's-
it's like when the cheese and the sauce gets stuck to
Oh.
the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
It's just burning. It's just
Burning.
sizzling. You feel it sizzling.
I feel it sizzling. It hurts.
You know, speaking of STDs, my blood test, when I went to the doctor finally,
Clean, huh?
What do you
Clean
got?
as a whistle.
I'm good.
Wow.
No STDs.
yeah, that's what happens when you don't have sex ever.
I know. Well, I don't
get
have
a
sex a
clean
lot,
bill
but
of
the
health,
problem
E.
is the times I've had it, it's been dangerous.
Yeah,
sex.
it has
so,
been pretty.
So that was a
shitty.
good thing. I was like, whew.
Yeah, I was shocked. I high-fived my doctor. I told you guys that. I high-fived my doctor when he said, hey, I decided to do the STD test. You don't have AIDS. You don't have this. I was like, the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
Not even AIDS.
No, I don't have AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
You know what though, dude?
I didn't give
It's
him
just
those AIDS.
like everything in life. There's a lot of just genes and a lot of just luck. Because I remember famously reading Steve-O's autobiography, and he's like he would not do a test for fucking the longest time because he's like, I don't even want to know. I
Yeah.
don't want to know.
If you don't know, then you don't
and
know
then he
you have
did,
it.
and it was like
It's a great
he was
philosophy.
clean.
I just think that shit's harder to get than what they made out. You know, if you're butt ramming people,
If you're going in buttholes, it's
yeah,
easier.
that's the problem.
Much
but
easier.
You're right.
vaginal and oral sex. I mean, you know,
Well, when I
Yeah.
had the time when I had talked about going up to
probably more apt to just get friggin' crabs and shit like that.
Yeah, that-
Right,
that
right.
stinks too. Yeah.
Have you had that? Oh my god.
Back when Perry Drugs was a thing, like I had to go to Perry Drugs and get there's a what do they call it?
I don't know.
insulin. Oh god. Oh jeez.
You tell me. Little shampoo.
Rids or something like that.
Okay.
And it was like, oh man, what is that guy doing? Why are you there? It was like,
Oh, you can see them sitting
fuck.
there.
They're just wee. But you can if you look close enough. And so I had to put this.
Gross,
Dude, it was horrible. And I know exactly where and how and everything.
Well, care
Fucking
to
sucked.
care to elaborate?
No.
Just
I
as a
don't.
PSA for anybody out there
No.
who's ready to dive into a certain
No.
chick,
Dude, this is
or
like
dude
going,
or whatever.
It was a chick. Yeah, thank you. This goes back 20 years at least. In Perry Drugs. I mean, I went to Perry Drugs out of my city. I like drove 20. I didn't want any chance.
I'm gonna
anyone
guess off
recognized
the
me.
air. I have a couple guesses.
You know what? You wouldn't get it because
Okay.
it's no one you would know. It was a total random thing with another friend of mine, and it was like, well, you want that one or that one? And I was like, I guess I'll take that one. We flipped a coin, and it was terrible. We got the wrong.
How'd your friend end up? Same? Or
No, he took the other girl. So he
And
was
him,
fine.
he came out clean?
He was fine, dude. It's the first time I like. What do they call those things?
condoms? Yeah.
I actually, she was such a whore that I actually wore one that time, and it was like, holy shit! But that doesn't protect the pubic area.
Well, dude,
Fuck.
Jay's
It
right about
sucks,
like
man. I know, right?
as far as how hard it is to get like the time that I've joked
It's
about.
very hard for a straight male.
Right, the time that I went to
get it.
Mackinac and hooked up with that, kind of ugly chick or whatever.
Fat chick, yeah, you
I
can
got
say it.
so paranoid because I woke up the
barfly
next.
chick
Yeah,
that,
I got text next day.
Didn't we get listeners who wrote in and were like, "Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, that chick who's always sitting at the
No.
end of that bar."
I think you're talking about Dawn, but
Mount Lemons?
because we had a chick to tell us that he had a chance to hook up
Yes,
with her.
okay.
Didn't you retap that? Not that.
I think
At
there
one
were
point.
listeners who did tap that, right?
Or he either
for
did,
sure.
he either
Right,
did, or
yes.
he either said he did, or he had a chance to, and he didn't because he was too worried, or
I thought
something.
there was a guy who was banging her daughter and her or something.
Yeah.
right?
I thought it was
Imagining-
actually
No,
pretty
you're
good-looking
not
from what I saw in
imagining
the
that. That's
images,
true. Didn't you retap that not that long ago, though?
I guess a few months ago. Remember, it was at the Kennedys
Circle
when I was
back.
house sitting at the Kennedys
Yeah.
or whatever.
to Dawn from Out Lemon.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
I've
Okay.
actually finally since then erased her off my shit. She got even too crazy for me. But no, but when I did that larger chick in Mackinac, I got so paranoid the next day because my friends had all these texts started coming through, and they're like, "Dude, the bartender's like, dude, be careful. She sleeps around, yada yada." So that's when I went to the doctor and got like the rape kit put on me, where they gave me the shot in my ass and like a few pills or whatever.
The
But
rape kit.
What? You got a penicillin shot in your ass?
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember
I've told this story
Wow,
before.
okay.
But my doctor, when I was getting it, before I,
I think
got
that's
that,
a rape kit, but okay.
no, he told me
No.
this is what they give girls. Well, okay, but he told me this is what they give girls.
They gave
when
you
they've
the
been
morning
raped.
after
Did,
pill.
did they swab your vaginal lining? Is
No,
that-
okay, but he told me this is what these combination of stuff is what we give girls that have been raped because it will kill 90% of whatever. But he told me
He got
his
the morning
like,
after pill and a penicillin shot in his ass.
sure, whatever. His thing to me was he told me, here's the deal. You could have sex with a girl that has AIDS on her period without a condom. And he's like, and you could still, the chances of getting it are not that high.
Yeah.
So I
You
was
got a
like,
tear
oh,
lining.
good to know.
Skin.
He's got AIDS.
I didn't give him those AIDS. And when he had those AIDS,
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
I love it that our listeners will tweet at Big Magic and write big.
What has he
gotta
done?
stop
And then
that.
What
people
has he
chime in.
done?
What are you talking about? What has he done? He's only won like five NBA titles, and
Now he's brought
National
LeBron to
championship.
LA again,
yeah, and
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, got it, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious. What do you mean? What has he done? I've seen that so many times. Like people don't know.
Are
our
you
show.
kidding me?
Seriously, you're asking what has he done? Big Magic Johnson. Isis, do I understand that you were performing live last night?
Oh well,
Is that what I'm to understand?
Well, yeah.
open micer.
Yeah.
He's been playing black clubs.
Oh right, the
There's
one
an
down at
urban
Franklin
club
and
right
whatever.
down here.
Yeah, in Southfield here, dude. He's crushing with black
Really?
audiences. Blacks
Sometimes
the blacks
they
love
can
Big E.
At times, I've had some of the best things there, but it's like it can be an interesting crowd for sure. But I was just telling Mike, more importantly, like last night there was a guy who got up, first timer, never done an open mic. He's like never done comedy before, and ooh, did it turn
Yeah,
interesting
it's rough.
fast.
Did he announce that to the crowd? Oh, it's my first time on a microphone.
he had told the person, I guess when he signed up, that he was, and the lady that runs this club, she's really cool, and she runs this club, and she tries to really do a thing where first timers go in a certain place. She tries, if there's white people, black people, girls, guys, she tries to really switch things up so it's not just 10 dudes in a row talking about their dicks. If she has girls, she'll bring them up. So anyway, she's about to bring him up, and then he's like on the phone for one, and she's like, "Oh boy," and then we
How
hear,
old is this guy?
dude? He older than me for sure. No offense, unless he just
In
looks
his 40s. Yeah.
son of a bitch. Yes. God damn it, you're right. Late 30s to 40s
Yeah.
for sure. At least he looked like it. But we hear him on the phone go like, "Oh man, I'm about to get on stage and shit. I'll call you back." And she's like, "Oh wow, first time on stage." And he's
Yeah.
already telling the person on the phone like, "I'm about to kill this shit." And then he gets up there and proceeds to just
Did he
like
crush?
hammer on like the host, like talking about like in the sense like making fun of her, talking about wanting to bang her and shit. And it's like
Black guy or white guy?
Black guy. And
Okay.
he's like, it is just not going over well at all. It's a
In
few
his head,
minutes.
though, it was
a home
oh my
run.
god,
Dude, I don't know if he thought he was
murder.
like, I'm this edgy motherfucker. I'm up here saying the N-word. I'm fucking telling her this and that.
Yeah.
And then another comedians in the back, black dude, just starts fucking yelling at him like, get the fuck off the stage, you fucking suck. And then they start going at it for like not punching, but like just like stage wise for like the rest of his set. And then he finally was dragged off, kind of like, okay, your time is up. I happened to be outside when he came out too, and he was like, "Talk, what did I do wrong?" Like he literally didn't have any comprehension of like, I thought that's just what we do. We make jokes.
You're like,
and
I
stuff.
have no idea. I don't know how to do this either. See ya.
Well, no,
Don't
like
ask me.
The other host is just like telling like, well, yeah, we bust balls and stuff, but like you gotta kind of. You know, you can't just be the first guy that's never been here. Now you're talking about wanting to fuck the host and telling her you're gonna, you know, and it was.
You can as long as it's funny, but going up there and just being like, "Yeah, I want to fuck the host." Where's the humor in that?
It's just open mics are quite a scene sometimes, man, for sure, and especially when it's like you get the first, not always the first person, but like this is just one of those. I thought there was gonna be a fight. Like I actually thought he was gonna go back in the bar because the guy back in the bar was like yelling him at it, like just constantly near the end. Just get the fuck off. You're not funny. This sucks. Get off. Made fun of his polo. He's like, you fucking probably can't even afford that polo or some shit. And then he's like, I got this from American Eagle. Where does it say polo on here?
Oh man.
See, he's got a great first time on stage story though.
That's true.
Yeah, he does. That's true.
Like 10 years from now when he's
depends on how he decides to tell it though.
It's like, yeah, the first time I was at this place, like Franklin Road and Northwestern Highway in Michigan. Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I get up there and this guy starts, almost got in a fight.
Yeah. Dude, isn't it so funny when, like, you kind of mentioned it, like, in his head, this worked?
Yeah.
Like, he had this going on in his head, and you can...
It's flawless. There's no way it couldn't work.
You can see it on their faces the minute they take the stage. And you know when you've got an open micer because they don't know how to react when it's like, wait, why isn't everyone else laughing? This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I've done this set 10 for weeks in my head. It's great.
Yeah, you get a lot of and then start like looking at their 3x5 card.
So anyway,
well, I remember this one in Ann Arbor. This guy thought like I think we talked about this, but he had thought like he for a few weeks had been like heckling the comics and like I could do this, and I wasn't there for those, but I was there when they finally gave him a shot on the stage, and you could tell he just thought he was gonna go up there and like shoot the shit. Like, he didn't even write jokes.
Yeah.
Like, he just thought he's that funny.
He was mooping it.
Right.
Yeah.
He was fucking
pulling out the
mooping it.
moop. Yeah.
And it's like...
Did he do the moop? Did he
no,
grab a
he
beer
did
bottle
not.
and shake it up and jack off on the crowd?
But he eventually just went into the kind of fuck Trump and like, this motherfucker, this N-word, he blah, blah, blah. And everyone's just like, oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Needs to be a joke in here at some point.
At some point, you can't just say fuck Trump.
It's so
and the
funny.
N-word.
It's like doing a talk show where the better it is, the easier it sounds to do. You know what I mean? When you see a good comic on stage or you hear a good show, it's like, oh, man, I could do that. It just sounds like me and my buddies bullshitting in the living room. It's like, yeah, go give it a shot, asshole. You hop up on stage in front of strangers with a microphone. Let's see how you do.
So it went well last night, though, Isis?
It was all right.
All
I'm
right.
trying to work on new stuff for this thing in November. So
Oh, that's right. You're going back to Ridley's, right?
So it's hard. It was not my best. But you know what, man? I took the summer off, and it is not easy. You know, to take any length of time off from doing this and then just jump back in. It's that's what makes it so incredible when people make it good, because it takes a lot of time, and it can take like when you're running. They say when you're running, even if you're in real good shape, after 3 days, if not even 2, you start fucking losing shit, and it doesn't matter how good a shape you're in, and that's just like that, man.
Yeah, well, if you want to be a pro period runner, you gotta keep at it. You gotta. Get out there every day.
I understand.
You really do.
Hey, you already know that Hamlin Pub is a great place to watch the big tackle ball game with your buddies, or even for an evening out with your girl. But are you aware of Hamlin Pub's amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Tuesdays are burger and brew days. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of 12-ounce domestic beer or soda, just $6.99. If pizza's more your thing, then get there on Thursdays.
Yes.
Get there tonight when you'll get half-off pizzas. These specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. And, of course, we will be at one of the Shelby Township locations, 22 Mile and Hayes, on September 29th, 7 p.m.
Yep.
We're going to be doing our trivia night.
Yes.
Come one, come all. There's there's no failures. Don't feel like, oh my God, I don't know enough. I'm going to look stupid. No.
We
you
talked
can join a
talked
team.
about it.
Join a team if you want.
Yeah.
Everybody can take part. It'll be fun.
There's already a hornet's nest going on because Wolfie is like, I'm going, but I'm not participating in that. I'm just going to come and drink. Joel is already bitching about the fact that he was fucked over. Amy will be there to defend her title.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a fun night. But
I say we ask the
it'll be
same
fun.
exact question of Joel and see if he gets it right this
He
time.
won't.
Yeah.
He won't.
Well, he won't because it's on
I know.
principle. He
I know.
thinks he's wrong.
Bang his
talker.
head against the wall
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Like, nope, it's this.
Do we remember which question
Some
it was?
dumb buttered noodle question.
Yes, that was it.
Oh, that's right.
It's a fucking black and white answer, dude.
What was it, Bavarian
There's
versus
two restaurants.
Zenders
Which one
or
is,
something?
Yeah, Zenders or Bavarian. Where does the Fady family go on Christmas? We go to Bavarian.
To get their stupid
He
buttered
choked.
noodles.
Well, Who knew? He was
Right.
a choker. Whatever.
Right.
It happens.
Well, the pressure isn't for everyone.
But there'll be prizes. There'll be drawings. They're just giving away prizes,
Yep.
so you don't have to win the whole thing to win prizes. It'll be a lot of fun.
It will be. So hopefully you'll join us. 22 in Hayes, September 29th. Is that a Saturday?
That is 7
Very good.
p.m.
And we'll be having beers and all that stuff. It'll be a good time. So come on out and say hi to us. You know how you hate the word rural? Like saying the word rural?
Rural.
You know what one of my words is I just found out?
What?
Judiciary.
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 Yeah.
I don't like saying that because, like, Chuck Grassley is getting a lot of attention right now.
Yeah.
Because he's the chairman of the Senate Judiciary. And I'm like, I'm reading this thing and I'm like, oh, I can't. I don't like
Judiciary
saying that word,
yeah.
judiciary. But he is set a 10 a.m. Friday deadline for this fucking Dr. Ford. Get your ass in here, tell your story about Brett Kavanaugh, or we're moving forward with the
vote?
The vote, yeah. And people are outraged. Oh, my God, this is terrible. Why would... Dude.
How insensitive.
Don't you think that's fair?
Yeah, at some
It's
point,
not
I
too
think
soon, by the
forward-
way. People are saying too. Dude, she's given they gave this
It's been
letter.
36 years.
Well, not just
It's not
that,
too
but the
soon.
letter was like the letter and all this shit has been held for months. It's not like it literally she just came out last week and said, "Oh my God, this happened."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people have known.
For 6 weeks,
Right.
at least. He also is asking for an unredacted version of the original letter that she sent to Feinstein. I don't know why they wouldn't give him that. I think the only thing that was redacted was her name. That's kind of what the rumor is. So, yeah, people are saying that an attorney for Ford is saying now that Grassley's rush to a hearing is unnecessary and contrary to the committee discovering the truth. Does anyone believe that the truth will be discovered in this fucking story? Honestly?
Right. That's
or
the other
that they
thing.
actually want the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just
give me a
political
break.
grandstanding.
I think Lindsey Graham said it best. Requiring an FBI investigation of a 36-year-old allegation without specific references to time or location before Professor Ford will appear before the committee is not about finding the truth but delaying the process until after the midterm elections. It's imperative the committee move forward on the Kavanaugh nomination and the committee take a vote as soon as possible. And I agree. I mean, that's what it's about.
Then they'll do it, and if he passes, then the blue team will slam the red team for being insensitive to women's
Sure.
issues, and that will gain strength
Sexist.
for the November election.
But the
It's
damage
just-
will have been done, right? And the
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
That said, I think
so stupid.
I think Chuck Grassley did not help his case. I mean, this is a sensitive topic when you're talking about sexual assault and this woman's feelings and this and that. And I heard a brief clip of his, and it's like, dude, for you to be talking about her orgasming right now in
What?
regard to this, it felt inappropriate to me. Do you have it there, E?
What do?
I'm focused right now is doing everything that we can to make Dr. Ford comfortable
I see where it's going.
with coming before a committee, either in an open session or a closed session or a public or a private interviews.
It's pretty
That's 4
insensitive.
different ways she can choose to come. And so
Four
I'm not
ways.
worried about anything other than just focusing for the next few days on encouraging her to come.
Doesn't that feel like over the line,
As inviting as that is, not everyone can just,
on demand?
on demand. It's pretty presumptuous.
He does say it's, she can come in a private setting or public.
Still,
whatever.
she has to do it in front of a group of people
That
and
she doesn't know, and
some people
including
get
that-
stage fright in that instance.
How's that going to prove anything about the 36 years ago either? By the way, That's just-
Well, I think his point, I'm throwing a dart at a wall here, but I think his point is, if she comes really easily, then she should have enjoyed what Brett Kavanaugh did if he piled on top of her. It was like, you should have just gone with it, enjoyed being able to come like that at the party, no harm, no foul. What are you crying about?
What are you complaining about?
Yeah. So it still felt a little insensitive to me, when
Little too
watching
soon,
that.
maybe.
Maybe too soon.
What are the
it's only
4
been
ways
36
that she could
years.
come, Mike? Do you know?
Well, in private.
No, but
In a public session.
Okay,
I don't know. You'd have to get Chuck on the phone. You can ask Charles yourself.
Imagine
I don't know.
I know he's an old freaking white dude, but I'm sure he has some intern running his Twitter account. Could you imagine tweeting at him? What are the 4 ways?
You know, when is
Grassley.
when is the white man or the old white man going to fight back about this? Because, dude, it is getting ridiculous how many people I see in the public going, all white people have won. Oh, all white people have won awards. Oh, there's only white people on the Judiciary Committee. Old white ones at that. Like Joy Behar.
When are they going to fight back? I don't know. When Trump was elected?
No, when are we going to fight back?
Oh.
You know
It
what?
was a
Just
white
'cause I'm
lash,
white,
Mike.
I guess it was a white lash, but dude, it's like, this is just like, you're literally singling people out because of the color of their skin. This is hilarious. And I don't get
This
it.
is new to you?
No, it's not, but it's getting worse. You notice? I mean,
I think
Joy
it's just because
Behar,
it is so evident to me at this more and more, honestly, that it is. Like, you look at these guys, and they're just something unappealing
Yeah.
by some
Sure.
80-year-old just fucking
Crusty ass,
dinosaur,
white
crusty
guy.
old white dude, and thinking, like, that guy doesn't speak for what people mostly think
Right.
at this point.
I mean, Joy Behar is like, this. We need to hold a meeting, and the FBI needs to be involved. You know, instead of these old white men, all old white men. I'm just like, fuck. Are you kidding me? Like,
Ageist, racist.
yes, you old white
I
hag.
agree, but see, I
Shut
think
up.
right.
Fuck out of here.
Old white alleged woman.
Yeah. Did you see this? Well, this isn't helping the cause, but this superintendent in this Texas school
Yeah.
sending a private he thought he was sending a private message. Does that make it better?
No.
No, I agree. He wrote a Facebook post blasting the Deshaun Watson, who's the Houston Texans quarterback.
Dude, he thinks he's sending a private Facebook message to somebody, and he posted it on his page.
Yeah, what a moron. You're right. Like, dude, there's a big difference between the I am and what are you doing today, Eric? Like, it says, like,
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Well, he's talking about how you can't count on a black quarterback, and it's like, oh, fuck, dude, really?
who is he? Who did he say he was sending this to? And by the way, if your defense is, well, I was sending this in a private message,
It's not a defense.
Well,
It's not a good defense.
it's a terrible defense.
Lynn Redden is his name. He's the superintendent of the Onalaska Independent School District. There's like thousands of students. He's, the super in front of him. He made the comments in reference to the game on Sunday. The Texans 20-17 lost to the Titans. And Watson, I guess, held the ball too long at the end. Instead of being able to kick a game-tying field goal, he was like, running around.
And he did that only because he was black.
Because he's black, right? Yeah, his black skin made him not perform right, and so he completed a pass over the middle. The sidelines were covered, and the guy didn't get out of bounds. Time runs out, and this guy's like, "Can't count on the black."
Does it say you have exactly how? I'm just curious how he worded.
That may have been the most inept quarterback decision I've seen in the NFL. When you need precision decision making, you cannot count on a black quarterback.
That is terrible, dude. Like, that is
Isn't
so
that fucking absurd?
What? And see, you know what's funny? I do think he deserves to lose a job.
Oh, yeah.
No. But I mean, sometimes in these things, I get a little like, you know what, guys? Does everyone deserve to lose a job?
Yeah, when you're pressing it and trying to
like,
read into something, but that's just overt.
Flatly
That is-
racist.
Right. What an asshole.
You're the superintendent of a school system? Yes. Lose your job.
But wait,
Bye-bye.
Hold on. Before you fire me, I didn't know the post was public.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you only say these things behind
Why is that a
closed doors.
Yeah. So
I totally
It's
regret
not
it.
It's a
Oh, I know.
moronic, stupid thing
Right.
to say.
He's not faced discipline yet, and I saw like his boss. Who's the boss of the super? I don't know who that is, but the guy was
Shit.
like crusty ass old fucking white guy. Bald, silver, the whole works, glassed.
went to work
glasses.
that day. Probably doesn't, just like saw that on his desk. Like, fuck, man.
He's like, well, I don't really want to talk about this, but in my opinion, he's not a racist. I'm like,
What?
just fire him and get on with
Are
it,
you
dude. This is
kidding me?
like we
Sticking your neck out for this guy.
Come on, man. This is an easy one.
In my opinion, he's not a racist.
Yeah.
What?
He says, I'm not a racist because I was referring to the statistical success of black quarterbacks in the NFL.
Is that going
I-
back to when they
I
couldn't
guess-
play in the league or what?
Yeah, before they allowed him to play,
Right.
the black athlete, sure. Yeah, I don't know. There are people who try to make this argument like, well, if you statistically look at it,
What?
black quarterback. It's like, well, most of them are drafted in the early first round to a really shitty team, of late anyways. So the statistical success of black quarterbacks in the NFL is not good. Over the history of the NFL, they have had limited success. And it's like, well,
Might as well just double down in a way, I guess. What's the point? It's such an asshole thing. You're going to be fired.
Do you guys know how many black quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl?
Isn't it only one or none? Are you talking about as a starter
As
or
a quarterback.
But I think there's a difference if
No
they
idea.
were. Okay.
None?
You know the first one. Doug Williams.
Doug Williams was the first to play in it. Did he win it?
He did,
right?
yeah. The Skins won it.
He was famously asked the question, how long had he been a black quarterback?
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
jeez. My whole life? Is that what he said? Or
That was in '88. He beat the Broncos in Super Bowl 22. He started that season as a backup and then, ended up playing. I guess Theismann would have gotten hurt that year. And threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns, by the way.
in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Damn.
Not bad for a black quarterback.
Right.
Yeah. Even though he's a black, he did that. And then we had Russell Wilson.
Oh, really?
Seahawks, yeah.
Oh,
he won
He's
one.
the only other.
He's the only other one. Can you believe that? What are we on? Super Bowl 54 or something? 53? Only 2 black quarterbacks. And he smoked the Broncos again, 43-8, if you guys remember. And I can't remember what year that was, but just a couple years ago. So, anyways.
That was that weird Super Bowl where the Broncos, didn't they get a safety right off the bat? They got a safety, and then it was then the Seahawks just ramrodded them after that.
Yeah. I mean, 43-8. Says
Yeah.
everything you need to know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is so weird because that argument was being made not that many years ago about, well, the black guy, they're great receivers and running backs, but not smart enough to comprehend the offense, the full offense, and run the whole thing. Dude, I remember people making that argument in the 80s. It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Really? It's insane.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb, and what was the other big one in
Yeah,
the 90s?
McNabb. Was that
trying to
Rush Limbaugh that might have said that?
Dude, I think he did say that. Dude, remember he had that stint on Monday Night Football?
And then was gone immediately?
Yeah, I think he did make some kind of reference to that. I think you're right.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Do you have a picture of these shoes, the tennis shoes that are just getting slammed online right now for
Are
mocking
these,
poverty?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think of those? How much would you pay for those, Jay?
Dude, I've actually done that, taped over the front of my shoes.
Dude, your soccer cleats, I remember, for a whole season
tape.
were duct taped
Yeah.
across the toe.
Yeah.
Those are $530.
It's
I
the
always say
same
this-
concept
I
of the
know.
old ripped jeans.
Right,
and all that
right.
shit.
Yeah. People
That's
are like,
even worse, though, right?
This is mocking poverty. But it's kind of a hot trend right now, really.
Yeah, it's just,
You know what I mean?
it's not mocking poverty. I mean, people just, it's just slackerism, whatever, just worn out shit.
$530. Golden Goose is the company.
It's funny.
Yeah, they're getting backlash for it. Duct tape over the toes. I'm assuming that's fake duct tape.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Looks more like athletic tape anyway, but
Even that, I'm
I would
sure
agree.
it's just sewed in, obviously, or something.
This brand has done this before. It's an Italian designer, and they've had another pair of shoes similar to this.
they could look all worn and shit.
Yeah. In 2016, but people are like, there are people in the world wearing plastic bags as shoes, and this is poverty appropriation.
Oh my god! Then everything that you buy, the person that sends that tweet that says that, everything in their life you could be looked at as gone. Why is your car this much? Why is any of this? Dude, you could be giving all this away to help people out if you want.
Yeah, but those people can't afford these hideous things, and they're selling for $550.
Actually,
Fashion is what fashion is, man.
Actually,
I
they can't
know.
afford these things because they
People
can just go
wanna-
buy shitty shoes at the Salvation Army.
You
Put
can get
duct
them
tape
at
on them.
Nordstrom. I mean, do you guys have any problem with this? I mean, obviously, you're not going to spend $530 on a pair of shoes.
Yeah, somebody
But-
wants to produce that. If there's a market for it, cool.
Do you remember the poverty-inspired derelict line in the movie Zoolander?
Yeah. yeah.
Ben Stiller movie. That's what people are comparing it to
Okay.
as well. But yeah, dude. I mean, we've seen this before with horribly ripped jeans for $1,000, and remember the ones last year with mud? It looked like they
Yeah,
had mud
dude.
on them and
Absolutely.
holes, and it was like, this is outrageous. It's like, no, it's not. It's a fucking style.
Well, the
Deal with
joke's
it.
on the douchebag who's buying work pants who doesn't really work. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, if there's douches out there who want to do that and don't want to actually wear out their shit,
Yeah.
and have it look cool in a real way, well,
Yeah.
it's on them.
Yeah.
But
Deal with
no,
it.
it has nothing to do with mocking people.
By the way, if you bought those jeans, you're kind of a dick face.
Oh,
aren't you? I mean,
totally.
and if you buy those shoes, you're an even bigger dick
Yeah.
face. Stop listening. Stop listening to our
Just
show.
wear out some shoes and throw some
I mean,
tape on them.
I have a pair of jeans from the Buckle that are kind got the ripped look.
Distressed is one thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
these
these were
had
like
mud.
Oh, okay,
They had
okay,
like mud
yeah.
stains.
Yeah.
And they weren't
painted on them.
$1,000, by the way, too. I should say. But
Oh, you didn't pay $1,000
no,
for your jeans?
no,
Oh, I'm shocked to
no.
hear that. Yeah, these had mud, like you were out there working and grinding in the
shit.
field all day.
Okay,
It was
yeah,
like,
that's-
oh, stop it. And they're $400 or $500, whatever they were.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
But they're going after people like you, E. I mean, that's the target audience. Rich people like you that want to go to the Salvation
people,
Army.
yeah, rich people like me.
Well, that want to go to the
Yeah.
Salvation Army and get like a goofy look, whatever
Yeah.
you're going
I know
for.
what you
That's
mean.
that's kind of what they're going after, like rich assholes that are like, oh, I want to look like Big E,
Dude.
But I
Yeah,
have
to me,
spend a
that's the
ton of money
only
on it.
angle on this thing. It's these rich assholes who are willing to spend top dollar for shit that just looks worn out.
Right.
It's not like you're
Yeah.
ripping on poor people. That's
Yeah.
not the angle, man. The angle is look at these douchebags who are they can't wear out jeans themselves with real work.
Yeah.
They have to go buy some worn out ones with fake mud on them.
I want
Fake
to. I
mud
want
and
to. I like
grass
want to
stains.
force these people, like the people that that usually like if Michael read the angry tweets, I would so just want to meet them face to face.
Just trolling.
And I know,
Shit like that. They're
I
just
know,
trolling.
but like the idea that I want to. We've talked about it before, but I want to see like them in their house, and then you see this like somehow this comes on their screen, and they're
Gross.
like, holy fuck.
The guy that
Holy
called us
fuck.
human garbage. I
Yeah,
believe it
oh, yeah, he'd be
was.
there.
Human garbage. That guy. I mean, I picture that dude like pacing in circles in his living room, like
Human garbage. We've been called a lot of. I don't remember.
on the
on the
boner thing.
the
on
boner
Okay.
Rubik's cube. Remember the guy from Canada?
Yeah.
Which was weird for a neighbor to the north to be
Usually
so
very
harsh.
docile.
That's what he called us, right? Human garbage.
I thought so. Something like that.
Been called a lot of things.
Human garbage. He was so worked up. We should read that comment every show because it was so fucking awesome. It was my favorite one.
I think most of these people would admit either just like just trolling.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
know.
I just saw it. Just figured I'd throw it out there. Just
Right.
trolling.
But it's
By the way,
annoying because that
people
is
are
real
throwing
effects.
troll
I mean,
around too much because I saw like the who
People
was
are
it?
throwing troll around.
Yeah, like calling people trolls and bots. I don't know if you've been on Twitter lately, but Julia Louis-Dreyfus signed that thing, in support of Dr. Ford.
Yeah.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, and so
Because she's on the blue team, so she believes that woman.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, and so she did that, and then there were a few people that were like, oh, interesting, why didn't you? How do you feel about so and so? There's a Democrat that's been accused of shit, and there's actual evidence of it, and people are just like, oh, another troll. And it's like,
no, that's not a troll.
That was a legitimate
That's a
fucking
question.
comment.
Hey, you want to answer to this? How about that?
I'm scrolling through it every time someone said like, seriously, this is what you're going to stand on, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, another troll. Enjoy trolling. It's a Russian bot. We've got another bot. I'm like, they're just disagreeing with you. Fuck. Seriously?
Yeah, there's no
You're gonna ruin
dialogue.
troll.
And what do you expect? Like there to be some deep dialogue on Twitter anyway. It's set up to just hit each other.
Yeah. I know.
But like that Scott Adams guy, I've mentioned him a few times. He's the Dilbert writer. He did that cartoon Dilbert. He's got this practice. I listen to his periscopes every now and then. He has this practice where if somebody jumps in and trolls him, he immediately calls him a Nazi and blocks him. He's like, that's just what I do. I just call whoever gets to the word Nazi first wins. He's
Yeah.
like, think about it. Like
It's right. It does shut down the argument.
It's
I mean,
set
it
up
really
like that
does.
right now.
because
You're right.
it makes them ask themselves, am I a Nazi? What did I say that sounded like a Nazi?
Dude, Greg Gutfeld talks about that all the time, too, where he's like, when you start throwing around terms like Nazi or Hitler,
Yeah, you've just gone just
the argument's over. Like, if you really believe that, then you're justified in whatever horrific shit beating someone up.
Yeah.
Like, you've reached that level where it's like, oh, it's a fucking Nazi, it's Hitler. But people are throwing those terms around all willy-nilly. It's
starts
crazy.
to lose some steam, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. And I'm worried about, the term racist. Throw it at me if you want, but you're watering it down.
It certainly has been watered down.
Yeah. That used to be the scarlet letter,
Yeah.
dude. If you got tagged racist by someone,
Whoa, no! I've got black friends. I swear to God, I'm not racist. You'd be backpedaling.
dude, 15 years ago even. 15 years ago, if someone called you
maybe
racist,
10,
5 years ago?
I was gonna say
10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe. I think 5 years ago, it was starting to get overused and thrown at people where it was like, I don't know that qualifies, but you're watering it down. I'm sorry. There are actual racists out there that deserve that term.
like that superintendent. Now that dude deserves
Yeah.
that term.
Just talked about one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gentlemen, Zot Ford and Holly has a major announcement. Listen up. It's Truck Month, and they have deals that are almost too good to be true. During September, and only at Zotford, experience their world-famous 2-for-1 truck event. You get 2 new F-150 trucks for just 1 low payment. What's the hook, you ask? Simple. You must drag your ass off the couch and get to Zotford and Holly before September ends. Here are the details. Lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 at $363 a month, and drive home with 2. You'll have to bring an extra driver. You go home with 2 of those trucks, period. Head to Zotford, pick out your 2 new trucks, that's plural, and pay just 1 low payment. Only from your wacky friends at dealsinthed.com.
Steve, we're going to need hold 2 for Jay and I.
What if
a black one and a what? I don't know what color you want.
I'll go gray. What? Gray? They have to have a tow package though, because I'm gonna come and pick them both. I'm gonna take one and tow the other one home.
Yeah, but that's mine.
How weird would that look? You're towing the exact same vehicle,
just different colors. Towing my second truck home. I got a great deal on it.
Yeah.
No, one of them's mine, so you can't tow it home.
Okay.
So
Well,
we need
save
Steve.
you miles.
We need you to hold a gray one and a black one. Jay and I'll be by this weekend.
We're in.
Pick those up. Mark Saltzman is the guy that wrote for Sesame Street and stirred the whole thing up when he went on. What was it, Queer Tea?
It's the whole Bert and Ernie thing
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. I mean, it really got a lot of press.
I had no idea that this has been
Would hit
going
a
on
nerve?
for years.
Oh, I've known that. Yeah.
I mean, I've
There's
known
been
it the last
speculation,
few, but,
conjecture.
Dude, for years, people have been going on and on about Bert and Ernie. I guess the fact that they're grown men and they share a room together,
Yeah.
you know, is really what strikes people as making them homos.
They have a picture over their beds
Yeah.
of them together.
They
Yeah.
got B and E
Yeah.
on each of
Ernie
their
will
beds.
bathe completely nude in front of Bert.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, rubber duckies, the whole pigeon thing. Like, there's a lot of arrows pointing towards homos for these two. LeVar Burton. What do you think of LeVar Burton? Do you
Kunta
think-
Kinte or Toby?
Kunta Kinte.
Okay. Yeah, he was fine. He was also on Star Trek too, right? That's where we know him from.
He was. You know where I know him from?
Where?
Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
Like when Troy and I worked at that daycare center.
Okay.
Like that was my salvation. I would have like 10 kids in front of me.
Time for Reading Rainbow.
And it was like Reading Rainbow, Reading Rainbow. The song, and I
Yes.
love that fucking song. It's a great song. It's a great song.
Okay.
Do you have it there, E? That's what I think of him, and that's why I like him. But I would sit down with the kids. Jordan was my favorite little girl. And it was called,
Butterfly in the sky.
yes.
Sing along, Mike.
I can go twice as high. Take a look.
Choose your
It's
octave
in a
wisely.
Book, a reading rainbow.
She hits that high note at the end.
I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow. I
Careful.
can
Choose it wisely.
read anything.
Choose it wisely.
No, I
Take a look.
it's in a book.
A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
See that octave up there? It's hard to
Absolutely.
hit. It's a hard note to hit. And then LeVar comes in and he reads to us, and we would sit there.
You know,
and
in
just
that
laugh.
show-
And then I would go into the kitchen where the kids all had their lunch bags, and I would steal their Cheez-Its, their fucking pretzels.
You know how much those kids were looking forward to those
Those are the
treats?
things you
Too
look
bad.
forward
Too
to.
bad.
Dude,
They were
little
toddlers,
sweet
dude.
pie and I in the morning, we make her
Yeah.
lunch, and she's like,
Yeah.
I can't wait till lunch to have my
The treat
whatever.
is the thing, dude. The
Yeah.
other shit
No,
is just to get to the
bullshit.
treat.
No, here's the thing.
To have my gummy
You
bunnies.
eat this
or
other
whatever.
crap, so then you can have
Yes.
the little cookie.
They weren't going to
or-
finish them, though. And what they do is they get all messy and they goop everything up, and then their Cheez-Its get all soggy. So you got to steal them before they get to them. So if I put a 2-year-old down to eat Cheez-Its, they're going to ruin the fucking bag and not finish them.
Yeah.
So I would steal them and eat them. I think Troy would too.
You know, as a kid, he did one episode of Reading Rainbow because he was on Star Trek that he did like a behind the scenes Star Trek episode. But like before, obviously YouTube and DVR and all this shit, I just knew I watched it one time. And I would watch every fucking time when it was on, hoping it was going to be that episode again. Like I
never
just
was.
sat there every fucking year.
It's a great show. Great show. The kids loved it.
Oh, I've since
Absolutely
watched
did.
it on YouTube, but
Yeah.
So, LeVar Burton.
Yeah, he's claiming that Bert and Ernie are homos.
Under what authority?
He was stopped at LAX airport by like TMZ and was like, yeah, I think this is great. They're out of the closet. And it's like, dude, finish reading the story, LeVar.
How's he feel about Dr. Ford's story and Brett Kavanaugh? I mean, come on. What?
Yeah. He says, I didn't know this, but the guy, Mark Saltzman, the guy that worked for Sesame Street, he also said Snuffleupagus.
Don't bring Snuffy into this.
he always thought of him as a closeted homo.
But he's not even real. Or no, he is real. But
yeah,
Bert and-
I know. That's
yeah.
the big difference between Bert and Ernie and Snuffleupagus is that Snuffleupagus is not real. He's just a closeted gay
to
man.
E's point, Snuffy was Bird's imaginary friend, right?
Hi, Bird.
Hi, Bird.
Hi, Bird.
So if you're saying Snuffy's a closet homo, that means Bird.
Let's be honest. Who on that show wasn't a homo? You got
That's a
Elmo,
great point, dude.
Elmo dancing around.
No, the fucking garbage kid
Yeah,
guy.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the
He's
Grouch
no
is
homo.
not a
He's no
homo.
homo.
Really?
He was
I
an
guess he-
evil white man more
No
than
homo.
anything.
Yeah, he
you know
was
what I
an
mean?
old
Like a
grumpy.
grouchy old neighbor. That
That
get
is
off
a
my
good one.
lawn.
Who was an
Bird was a fucking homo for sure, right?
was an
You think so?
overt-
That big yellow bird.
The
he's
Count?
just effeminate as hell. Right. Count, no homo.
No homo. Yeah.
But was there any like overt
Have you seen the bit, by the
heterosexual
way?
character?
Have you seen the bit that they did with Count where they bleep him out?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Have you seen that one where it makes it sound like he's saying fuck?
Yeah.
Instead of
I
think
love the
he's
Count, man.
saying Count. Count's great.
One bat hanging in my belfry.
Ever scared of him?
Yes.
I mean-
I will admit that I absolutely was.
Yeah, me too.
The pointy teeth, he'd come on when I was a little kid, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, not super comfortable right now.
Usually dark, and he was in a castle
Yeah.
like Dracula, and it was like, fuck, man. It's
At the end of the day,
cobwebs.
he's vampiric.
Oh, absolutely. And he's got a hell of a nose too. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That nose.
Look at him.
Yeah, son of a bitch. He scares me looking at him right now. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, Cookie Monster homo, Bert homo, or
You think
Grover.
Cookie Monster was a homo?
Sure.
Elmo's a homo for
Yeah.
If anything,
sure.
Cookie Monster was a well. I guess he technically was a guy, but I'd see him more as an angry lesbian than I would see him as a homo.
Okay.
Fine, we can go with that.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Grouch no homo and Count no homo. Everybody else homo.
Yeah. Look at those. Cookie Monster bothered me because whenever he would eat the cookies, they would
Wasteful.
all just fall
Very
out of his
wasteful.
mouth, and it was like, dude, you're not fooling me. I can see it all
Yeah.
falling out of your mouth. You're acting like cookie.
Yeah, you don't even have a gullet.
No,
Yeah,
not
you
at
could
all.
just tell it was just somebody pinching the cookies.
Yeah. So anyway, spotted at LAX, LeVar was filmed saying the character's coming out was very powerful, and for those who
Was it
take
LeVar?
exception to the fact that there's a gay couple being represented in a forward-facing children's show, you need to check yourself. Okay. This is
LeVar's gay, I take it.
I don't know. Is Kinte gay? I'm asking E like he's
Is
gonna-
Toby gay? E?
Jay, this is a
I
very
don't.
diverse world, and the world is made up of more families than just the traditional mom, dad, and kids. Okay, so
I've heard.
deal with it.
Yeah.
For years, many have viewed the two men. Do you think of Bert and Ernie as men?
No, I just
don't either.
they're- You know, one's a yellow guy with a unibrow and a sweet sweater.
Yeah,
And the
and
other guy's
socks,
just
too.
orange and you know, it was more the odd couple, honestly.
That's
like
a great
I saw
point.
those
I didn't even
just
see them
a
as
fucking,
people necessarily. They could have. They were
just
just
thought
kind
of them as the odd couple. Like Bert was a fucking wet blanket on everything, and
Yeah.
Ernie just wanted to do his thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One's attracted to fucking rubber duckies. The other digs pigeons. Whatever. I mean, but yeah, I know. To even read it, for many years, the two men have been viewed. It's like. Yeah. You're talking about a puppet created by Frank Oz and fucking,
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. This got a lot of steam back in 2013 when gay marriage was first approved.
Yeah.
And the New Yorker put Bert and Ernie on the cover, like Bert with his arm around Ernie and Ernie resting his head on Bert's shoulder as they're watching TV. So you see him from behind.
Yeah.
You could probably find that cover.
So badly need a symbol that you need to use Bert and Ernie. Fine, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah, Bing,
Cover, what was it?
Bert and Ernie, New Yorker magazine. And just, it's like, really? Take these iconic characters and you've just outed them for some reason.
I guess this is it. I thought it was going to be a little more.
Does anybody object to this? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
have Bert and Ernie. Are straight people like, no, God damn it. No. They're,
You see, you can just tell.
yeah, that's funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, it's a silhouette kind of look from behind, and Ernie's got, yeah.
It's like,
He could be going in for the head there.
He could be
you
going
think
down.
Ernie's pulling Bert in that
I mean,
picture?
It could be, you know,
It's the next
Bert's
step
got a
from where he
huge
is
dong
right
if
now.
that's the case.
if Bert's dong if that head looks anything like his regular head, I
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
think Ernie might be
I don't think I've
talking.
ever described a blowjob as going in for the head before.
Yeah, you just did, though.
yeah.
You just did. Frank Oz came out on Twitter, and he didn't come out, but he went on
Boy.
Twitter.
Yeah, boy.
Seems that Mr. Mark Saltzman was asked if Bert and Ernie are gay. It's fine that he feels they are. They're not, of course. But why that question? Does it really matter? Why they need to define people as only gay? There's so much more to human beings than just straightness or gayness. If Bert and Ernie were indeed gay, would they be different than they are now?
Right. Is this really a hill for anyone to die on?
It seems that it is.
We need a war, man. This is more. I mean, look at this.
I know. It's more proof that we need a war.
This
It really
is absurd.
is.
How blessed is this country right now?
Yeah. We're arguing whether puppets are fucking homos or
Puppets
not.
created in the early 70s.
For children. And basically what you're saying is they're gay. They're sucking each other's dicks is what you want.
We must know that this is a
like
true
they
thing.
can't just be best friends. No, they have to be butt fucking for this to be good.
Is any of this brought on by the recent release of that movie, The Puppet Town or whatever? I don't know how well that did. It kind of landed
that
with
come
a
out
thud.
already?
Yeah, it did. It came out a couple weeks ago.
Shit.
You know, it was the
Where the
there was
Muppets
live
are-
action people, and then there was puppets, and the puppets would be like banging and stuff.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Super realistic.
We watched the trailer and
Yeah.
the one puppet was coming all over the room. It was obnoxious.
Melissa McCarthy in it. I think.
Yeah. Why was I thinking it
was
was
this regenerated by that sort of thing? Like, oh, look at the real puppets. They're
Well, that was in the news just because the Muppets sued them for like copyright infringement or something because they felt that there was too much of a likeness to theirs.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if this is Bert and Ernie top of mind again because all of a sudden a bunch of people saw that movie and they're like, yeah. Puppets have sex.
Sure they do.
And God damn it, Bert and Ernie have gay sex.
Oh God, yeah. And Bert's a giver. I mean, Bert
sure.
I mean, Ernie's taking it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All day long.
So Sesame Street released their statement going, as we always said, Bert and Ernie are best friends. Even though they are identified as males and possess many human traits and characteristics, they remain puppets and do not have sexual orientation. And people lost their shit on Twitter over that statement. It was like, so basically Muppets possessed every single human trait except the ability to love each other in a romantic way? We need a war.
Maybe we don't necessarily need a war right now. Maybe we just need Twitter to go away.
Yeah, that's a good point. I appreciate that you're fighting off bigots, but this is a mealy-mouthed, double-standarded lie.
Mealy mouth.
How is it a
That's
double standard
great.
or a lie?
I love mealy mouth.
Mealy-mouthed,
Yeah. Jesus, you're
double-standarded.
mealy mouth.
What, mealy mouth?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, okay.
They're puppets. They don't have sexual orientation when many of your Muppets are literally married. Straight is a sexual orientation. This statement is hypocritical as Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog have been in a relationship for decades. Despite the
An interspecies relationship. Let's not look past that, by the way.
Let's not look past the fact that the Muppets have nothing to do with Sesame Street either.
Oh, are you kidding me?
What?
They're absolutely related.
Loosely, it's
Dude,
different.
Kermit was on Sesame Street. That's
As a
where he got his
guest.
start. It's a spin-off, man.
That's like saying I'm part of the Kumia show. What? I make an appearance there and I'm part
the
of the
Muppets
show?
are a spin-off of Cessy. Dude, Kermit was the goddamn roving reporter on the street on Sesame Street.
I know, but that was early in his career and he moved on. And the Muppet, Miss Piggy didn't
Albeit later in his career, they're still very, very related.
I did like the Muppet Babies, I gotta say.
Cute, but
Yeah, we know he's a...
Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog heterosexuals, or are they just different species? Friends. When they got married, did they have genders? Hashtag Bert and Ernie, hashtag Sesame.
These people need to enjoy a nice fall day and read a book. Like, seriously.
Isn't it ridiculous, dude?
I
mean,
can't even
we need the war.
fathom
We just need the
caring
war.
about
We need the
something so
war.
much. Dude, it could
Either
be something...
Twitter or the war.
Dude,
one of the two.
It could be something I fucking cared about. Like they could come out with The Simpsons and start like being like I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example.
Sacrilegious statement
Yeah, and I
about it.
still would just be like,
Bart was
what?
banging Marge.
Right, I would just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just watch the old
Water off a
episode.
duck's back.
Who
right?
gives a
He's just-
shit?
Well, they did do that. Didn't they do that
Patty
with
and Selma are
Smithers?
gay.
Yeah,
I mean-
Patty and Selma are lesbians. I
Or no,
guess.
not Patty and Selma. Sorry, one of them. I forget which
One
one.
of them's
but
a
yeah,
dyke,
but,
yeah. And
they've
then
done some of that
Smithers,
shit.
it was like, oh, what a big deal. Smithers is coming out of the closet. It's like, dude, he's a fucking hand-drawn cartoon. Who cares? Who cares?
Because it's part of the culture, Mike. I mean, I get it. I get why you want,
Yeah.
homosexuality to be just interchangeable with regular if
Right.
you're a homo, right?
Well, I understand for a young gay kid who hasn't come out to have examples in society that he can point to that, oh, you're not some weirdo freak. It's more common.
You're
and-
like Smithers.
yeah, you're like Smithers or Bert and Ernie.
You're not a
No.
weirdo freak.
But if there's storylines that exist out there, it's like, oh, okay, it's Bert and Ernie were
Yeah.
homos.
No,
and,
exactly. That's it. It's just, culturally it becomes part of the fabric.
I understand it, but it's like, well, then create a gay character. Don't just turn these guys homos.
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie, Sesame Street has been very clear. They are best friends who
sure.
share a bed and watch each other bathe. But, whatever. They're not gay men.
Hey, everybody, please use our affiliate links. You'll see our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Go ahead and click on them, shop away. It doesn't cost any more The key is that you click through our links, however, so we get credit. It's a great way to support the show. Also, make sure you're shopping MyPillow.com for all of your betting-related needs. Use TDC code, that's TDC for the Detroit Cast, for the very best discount. These are great ways to support us.
Yes.
If you're listening out there and you're thinking, you know what, like this show, how can I support these guys? I'd love to see this show continue. Easy ways.
You can get a free one, too.
You want to know how to get a free
There
one?
are ways to get free MyPillows. And don't think for a second that these are like the ones you get at Bed Bath & Beyond.
These are the real deal. These
Real
are
fucking deal. They're
from Mike
stitching.
himself,
They are
man.
different. They are different pillows.
These are sent by the great Mike Lindell himself.
My wife's really going to be upset about this. Giving away all these pillows.
You can go to DetroitCast.com, and there you'll find a members area tab. If you click on that, you'll see different options for membership. And if you go ahead, all new members who get annual memberships, you're going to get some free MyPillow products.
Very good. Jesus has been sending them out with regularity. E, I think I want to try this on you. You know Azealia Banks, the rapper?
I don't know if I do or not.
27 years old, hot, black chick rapper. She's got a cosmetics line. And I want E to try. Would you try a cosmetics line, E?
I guess. Why not?
To help your skin?
I was thinking more about that O'Doul's experiment, by the way.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
What, he's got to drink 100 of them in a night so that...
Yeah, you want to
Because it was
start
like-
Sunday morning or something, Isis? Is tackle ball? Can
Yeah.
Isis just come over and watch a tackle ball
Well,
game
if
early
they're
in
on
the day
Sunday
and start?
night, that's the problem.
Sure, I suppose.
Just let him sit on your couch bed for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, do you know how many? They don't sell those. They only sell them, I think, maybe in 12 packs. There's gonna have to be. You
Dude,
imagine going
we'll
to-
get 100 of them.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. Don't worry
I
about
do
it.
like the idea of seeing
Big,
if I
fat,
feel a
bloated E.
buzz.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Let's do it.
I bet he would. Yeah, you want to do it this Sunday?
again, like I said, it's Sunday night is the game, so I mean, we can decide how we.
Oh, that's right. So we should do an earlier show then.
We'll talk about it.
All right, yeah.
No, I mean, I've got
Yeah.
a life on Sunday, so I got to figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
But we
Anyways,
should do that. Whether we do it this weekend or not, we should do it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm intrigued.
anyways, so you're willing to try this cosmetic line, which is great. Azealia, all she needs you to do is send a picture of your butthole to her Instagram, because it's for lightening and tightening cream of buttholes.
Again, we need a war.
Yeah.
Stat.
Right.
My God, man.
I need some boys who are willing to show their buttholes to get a 3-month supply of Bussy Boy. So Bussy Boy is what we need you to try, E.
Gotcha.
Is she just a middleman for some gay porn site? Like, is she just gonna honestly? Is she just gonna make a bundle by selling butthole pictures to some? Porn
No.
site? I bet the small dude. I bet the small language on whatever waiver you have to sign
Says that she can share it or sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. This is big deal, though. Like, all these stars have their own fucking vodka line. Women have cosmetics lines.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they're doing.
I know, but the butthole bleaching. I mean, this is.
Is that a thing?
it's
Has
outlandish.
anyone looked at a butthole and been like, "Oh man, I'm out. It's too dark for me. I can't stay with this person." Like, who is examining buttholes
I don't
to
know.
the
man.
extent that it's like, you know what? We're gonna need some lightning cream because this is a problem. You know? Have you ever done that?
Who
Have you ever
sets
looked
the
at a butthole?
standard, right? I mean,
Yeah.
butthole.
I couldn't even tell you what my butthole looks like, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Do you know what your butthole looks like?
No, I don't.
I mean, I might
Why
have a
would we
gorgeous-
know what our buttholes look like?
Apparently, some people do, to the point that they're fucking worried that it's not light enough.
Dude, these are chicks, though, right? Isn't this a chick thing?
No, Bussy Boy. There's Pussy Boy, Pussy Girl too, so you can lighten her butthole. But this is specifically asking men
Really?
to send photos of their buttholes to her.
Huh.
It's like, you were a rapper like a year ago. Like, how did we get to this point where you're like
know.
hard street rep and all that, and that's all good. Now you're asking dudes to send pictures of their buttholes
Yeah,
to
this
you?
is going straight to a gay porn site. No
Yeah.
question about it.
It's $17 to get Bussy Bop.
But wait a minute. I thought by sending. Oh, you're saying,
Part of
but if I send the photo, I thought it was part
If
of.
she
like,
picks you, she's got a lot of buttholes to go through. If she picks you as one of the 5 models of the butthole for this product,
What if I just fucking Google image of butthole? How the fuck is she gonna know?
I don't know. Dude, you don't want to get caught sending her fraudulent buttholes.
You don't want to Google image a butthole.
That's
Great
true.
point. Great point. You want to know what's in her cream that will lighten your butthole?
Sure, sure. Bleach,
Witch hazel,
batwing.
coconut oil, lactic acid, vitamin C, and tea tree oil. which all work towards lightening and smoothing the area of skin where it's applied. So if you've got a wrinkly butthole, it'll smooth it out for you.
Gotcha.
So there's added benefit. The company posted product images.
I mean, who doesn't have a
soaps.
wrinkly butthole, right? Isn't it the nature of a butthole?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I hate the word butthole.
Yeah, I like the word. Personally, I'm not offended by the word
It's
butthole.
awful, man.
Yeah, it's a terrible word.
An awful,
it
dirty
really
word.
Is. Yeah. So as part of their advertising slogan, I had buy sense, save sense, make sense.
Think about it, everybody. Genius.
What do you think of theirs? She went
Could we
with
just marinate on that for a moment?
Yeah.
Buy sense, save sense, make sense. Go ahead and write that out, everybody, and enjoy the genius behind that.
But you have to know that there are 3 different ways to say and spell sense.
Of course.
That's the genius of it.
Yes.
I came up with that in fucking
Amazing.
right out of high
It's your
school.
best work.
Thank you. Hers, let me see what you think of her advertising slogan. Keep it tight, aight?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Keep it tight, aight? Do you know how to spell aight?
AIGHT.
AIGHT.
Good, both of you guys. Wow, nice. So
That's really quite good.
really?
Yeah.
Keep it tight, aight?
Yes, I like it.
The bar of soap is meant to lighten and tighten. The area is used on.
This is what I wonder. Is there any burning sensation? The lightening of skin just suggests to me just the nature of what you're
that it's
doing.
eating
suggests that there's like there's a burn to it. I don't want my butthole burning. I mean, I do want my butthole to look good, Mike, but I don't want it to burn.
You want it to pop. Is what you're going for. I think that's what you're saying. Sparkle. You know what I mean? Like I'd love to be able to show my butthole off. You know what I mean? So here's their tagline.
We need a war.
I know.
A really good long war.
So
Yeah, one that I'm not involved in, but other people are.
So their slogan is "Keep it tight, aight," and then their tagline at the end of that is, and see what you think of this.
Oh, that's not the okay. That's just the slogan. We got a tag on. Okay, here we go.
So the tagline is turning, lighten and tighten the area while turning it from a hot mess to hotness.
Not as good.
Yeah.
It's not as good, but it's not bad. I mean, how are you going to compete with "Keep
right.
it tight, aight"? You know what I mean? Like that, dude.
I would just have it be that, though.
You think you don't want a tagline along
Give me
with
the
the
tagline
slogan?
again. Give it to me again.
Turning it from a hot mess to hotness.
I wouldn't go turning it from. There's too many words there.
Yeah, just
Go
hot
hot
mess.
mess to
Hot mess.
hotness.
Yeah.
I
Hot
like
mess to
that.
hot. Well,
Yeah.
pull it up, E. It's called Bussy Pop.
You don't need it-
Bussy. We can see how they're packaging.
You don't
it.
need turn it to. You know if you want to go like scrub it from hot mess to hotness, something to describe what you're doing,
Well-
but turn it to from hot mess to
Well,
hotness.
that's kind of they're kind of doing quotes on these 3 words and then on these. So I don't know exactly how their tagline is written out. It says the bar of soap is meant to lighten and tighten in quotes the area it is used on while also turning it from a hot mess to hotness.
I don't even know if this is. I mean, is this it?
So you're
It
just
says it has pussy
you're reading
pop
from
and
the
bussy, but I
marketing
don't see it.
material. We don't know that that's their
Right,
necessarily
official. I know. Keep it tight, aight.
their is there.
That's bang. That's on their thing. Yeah, you're on
Jesus.
it.
I
Eve.
know,
Going
but I
on.
don't see that phrasing anywhere.
$17.
I don't know what this is, by the way. I'm zooming in on
God.
what the.
I don't know what it is either.
Is it safe to say that every butthole
It's red.
before you do this is a hot mess, though? I mean, are there buttholes
They
that are
must be.
naturally not a hot mess?
There must be a gold standard butthole that everybody's after. Like
Yeah.
there had to be one, right, at the beginning?
I mean, something we're shooting for.
The eve of the butthole? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious with the vagine, say the Hope Solo, and you go, oh yeah, that's a disaster. A bomb went off in there. We got to fix that. But are people looking at? Are there explosive buttholes out there that it's like, oh, that needs to be repaired?
Oh, I'm sure there
Needs
are.
to be
Yeah,
tightened
I'm
and
sure-
lightened?
Yeah, I'm sure there.
Why, I guess why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
People
Anyways,
like anal sex.
If you're wondering, it does come in a candied grape flavor too.
Ooh, my favorite flavor. Perfect.
It is purple too. I mean, why the fuck does butthole lightning cream come in a grape flavor?
You know why?
Why?
Rhetorical question.
Someone want to say it? Who wants to be the fucking person to put that out there on a microphone as to why butthole lightning cream needs to come in a candied grape flavor?
So
You can tighten and lighten while still getting your asshole eaten out at the same time. 2 stones and 1 bird, righty?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
If
think
you
I'd
kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Of course.
We need a fucking war, dude.
Yeah.
Period.
I think I'd rather, if I had a kid, I think I'd rather have him say fuck than butthole. Like as a swear word. I
It's
know
an awful word.
I know.
It's an awful word.
And on that note, take a quick time out. And Broadway stars are not happy with Glenn Weiss today. Guy that proposed during the Emmys.
Yeah. The
You
Oscar,
nailed
Because he's marrying a
Oscar
woman.
producer, the guy
Yeah.
with the skullet.
The Skullet, yep. And Burt Reynolds. Do you remember his cars from Smoking the Bandits?
Of course. It's
Yeah.
one of the most iconic movie cars ever.
Yeah, well, you can buy it. Get to that more
And you
next.
can buy a replica of it.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show.
Can I lodge an objection for the record?
What's that?
Just for the record, I'd like to indicate that E has engaged in particularly bad form again in studio.
What else is new?
This time related to our refrigerator. He has put an open sandwich with onions all over it inside the fridge.
Idiot.
Now, anytime you just crack the door, just, you know,
Oh my god!
That
I don't
pungent
want I'll do that
onions.
again, too. Then I don't care. That doesn't seem like
it's bad form.
Selfish,
okay.
rude,
Yeah.
Cellophanesis.
bad for me, not professional. Sorry, I'm in the middle of texting. I apologize.
Oh, speaking of professionalism.
Well, when rock stars text you, you got to text back. You know what I mean?
Which
Now
rock
we gotta
star did
ask.
it?
Vinny Dombrowski,
Okay.
Sponge. I mean, he's like, it's like, you know. We're
Hey,
going
Mike,
back.
how's your day going?
Mike, how the hell are you? Well, Vin, thanks for asking. I'm doing exceptional.
That's exactly how a rock star
What's
would
up,
ask.
Mike? I'm just laying on the couch watching TV. Just wondered what you're doing.
I was like, Vinny just wants to know how the hell I'm doing. This is amazing. Vin, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Should we just go back and forth on the text for a little bit here? See for the bubble.
Real time.
Well, there was an ulterior motive. It wasn't just how the hell am I doing.
Humans never have that. That's crazy.
Sponge is doing their big ass Rockin' the Shores beer, music, and bourbon fest on Saturday in St. Clair Shores.
Sweet.
Can you give it some love on the Detroit Cast? Thank you, Vin. Yeah, I can, Vin. I just did. I will again. I said, so long as you promise to come visit us again sometime soon. See? He says, absolutely. You can count on me anytime.
Nice.
Thank you. I said, awesome. Have a blast this weekend. You know what he said to that?
You too.
Long live rock and roll.
All right.
What a rock star.
Fucking
How the hell are you is how you know he's a rock star. That's how.
Goddamn right. Every day above ground is a great day. So, if you're in St. Clair Shores, Saturday night, dude, honestly, I'm not even kidding. I've seen Sponge a dozen times. They're fucking amazing live. Do yourself a favor. Vin has the same voice he had when he was a teenager. It's amazing, and the band is great. So, if you're around the area, St. Clair Shores, go to the big-ass Rockin' the Shores beer and music and bourbon fest on Saturday night. So, say hi to Vinny and tell him you heard that here. Jay, you like the Trans Am with the bird on it?
I love that car, man.
That's the best Trans Am, right? The one with the giant fucking bird.
I think so. The
It's an
Firebird.
eagle, right?
It's a Firebird, Mike.
Shit. Well, you can buy Burt Reynolds. He's got a few cars up for auction. Do we have pictures of him?
I think I saw a red
you want-
one, right? A red
Yeah.
Smoking the Bandit.
All four were
style.
part of the movie Legends Bandit Movie Cars collection.
Up here is. I don't know if this. I don't.
Which
know if
one's
these are
the one?
The black.
The black and
black
gold?
and gold. Yeah, is what
Okay. So we've got the most prized one in the collection is Reynolds Black and Gold 78 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, which is a
he replica.
recreation.
Yeah, and that's something.
You
You know those original ones were just battered to hell, right? Like the original General Lees. There's probably like 19 of
what?
them or something.
I want the original. I want the
Hey,
one
I
that was battered to
understand.
hell.
I understand, man.
Well, I'm sure it'll get better. Their other coveted vehicles include another black and gold 78 Trans Am that's a recreation.
Dude, that black, that's like Dan Dreyer style, man.
Hell yeah. Dude, why did they go to that tiny little wee Firebird logo instead of the one that was all over the hood?
I think they made versions of the later modeled ones with Firebirds over the
Yeah.
hood.
Did
No,
they?
that just screamed like that. That's my childhood right there, you know?
Hell
You-
yeah.
You know, you'd pull into a gas station. Oh my God, look at that car, you know?
That one, top left corner is racist as shit, though. You see why, right?
Yeah, rebel flag.
So we've also got a red and gold 84 Trans Am that was used to promote
Yeah, the 84.
the USFL.
Is that right?
Yeah, he owned the Tampa Bay Bandits.
Bandits, yeah.
And an 87 Chevy R30 pickup Cannonball Run recreation.
Those Cannonball Run movies. You guys ever see those?
No, I don't think I did, dude. I don't even know that I saw
I
Smokey
don't-
and the Bandits.
I don't know that Cannonball Run would be watchable. Like I dare you to get through one of those. I think
I
there are
don't
3 or
think I
4
could.
of them, and the whole premise behind it was, well, the basic premise is they're doing this Cannonball Run from like the East Coast to the West Coast.
Right, as fast as you can.
Yeah, like a gumball thing, which is a cool thing. You know, they do that in real life, and that's all
They
great.
map it out and they try to find out where the cops are
Yeah.
and not find them.
Yeah, it's a cool concept, but the way these movies are structured is they just grabbed any like B-list star that they possibly could and put them in these movies.
Terry Bradshaw.
Totally. You know, you'd have Terry Bradshaw and Jackie Chan and just all this eclectic mix of stars, quote unquote, with just little one-liner jokes the whole time. It's but it was anchored by Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise.
I couldn't get through it, dude. Yeah, forget it. No. So anyway, but him driving that Trans Am was a huge boost to sales of that car, to the point that the president of General Motors sent him a brand new Trans Am every year while he was president.
Wow.
So for years, this dude would just get a brand new Trans Am sent to him, like as a thank you for making those movies. The vehicles are titled and registered in his name, and they have been signed by the movie legend. Would you really call him a movie legend?
We already talked about this. I guess I would.
After looking at his
it's crazy because he's bigger than his name
Dude,
is
he was
huge
in the late 70s, early 80s. He was arguably one of the biggest movie stars in the world, but I still, like, you look at that IMDb and it's like, I'm more impressed with the movies he turned down.
I know, for
sure. You know what I mean? Like,
he
turned down some iconic roles. So other actors in his films have, when he's doing tours around the country with these cars, they've signed it too. So I guess there's some autographs on the car.
Okay.
I don't know why you would want that, but people
especially
would.
if it doesn't make any sense. If it's just kind of like, oh, I was in Detroit, so Kid Rock signed it, and you know what I mean. And then I was in I
was with Kid Rock when he signed a car. He came into the radio station and someone was like, "We saw my car."
Wow, that was a way to put a shoehorn in there.
Well, you just mentioned Kid Rock's autographing a car, and I was like, "Yeah, I stood there while he did that."
Well, no, but I just meant like you said in this thing, like, oh, it says some of them have celebrity. He'd travel around and there'd be autographs, but I'm like, but there's no rhyme or reason to the autographs.
Do we know that there's no rhyme or reason? Maybe it's what's her name? You know, the co-star. No, the co-star.
Who's the co?
We'll read that again because didn't it make it sound like he said the cars have been.
The vehicles are titled and registered in Reynolds' name, and they have been signed by the movie legend and other actors in his films during tours and special events.
Okay, I heard that wrong. So I guess as long as they were in his
Sally
movies
Field
with him.
Sally Field. Oh yeah, Sally Field.
No, but to E's point, I think you're right, I think that is stupid. If he's just having like actors who he's worked with before sign these cars.
Yeah.
If you're going like Sally Field and
Ned Beatty.
Pat McCormick, and who else was
and the rest?
Jackie Gleason was Smokey.
Okay. What do you think those 4 cars will fetch? What are they? Because he wanted to sell some of these before he died. He wanted to sell some of these and give the money to a charity of some sort. So his family is honoring that wish. They're going to sell these at an auction in Vegas coming up like the 29th of September. And what do you think those 4?
You know what I know
replicas,
less about than cars themselves is like the market for replica car. I have no idea, dude.
When I read replica, and I'm like, okay, so it's not the one from the fucking movie. Then why is it valuable? Because Burt drove it. Who gives a shit?
But if it's some fucking limited edition like thing that was issued by the president of GM, if there's some certificate and shit from it and some unique interior,
it's not from the movie. I mean, dude, that's.
If there's some uniqueness about it, like something you can go,
there's money.
Look,
there's
man,
there's
this
money
VIN
in anything
number
that's unique.
Yeah.
So dude, for a guy who used to collect shit, it just doesn't matter if people decide.
I mean, I put no value on a smashed Nicky 6 bass, but you do.
Right. But it's a smashed Nicky 6 bass. It's not a replica of a smashed Nicky 6 bass.
This is a Burt Reynolds car given to him by the president of GM. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. So what do you think? Those 4 cars. You could go online and buy an 86 Trans Am for about $1,000 probably. They figure they'll fetch over $1 million for those 4 cars. Are you shitting?
That seemed low to me when I saw that. I saw that.
That shit though, before auctions they always do that, right?
$250,000 for each of those fucking cars? Are you shitting me? Was Burt Reynolds even popular anymore?
When I saw the thing,
I'm not trying to be a dick, but
when I saw the headline,
the 80s you saw Burt Reynolds, you haven't seen him since.
Doesn't matter. When I saw the headline that said Burt Reynolds' estate or whatever to sell his cars, I seriously thought I was going to see 10 million. I don't know. I just didn't think it'd be $1 million. I thought that seemed low.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Seems a little high to me.
It seems ridiculously high to me. Jesus, I almost forgot. It's
History Day.
You want to get your
this
learn
day
on?
in history with Big E.
Do you want to get your learn on?
Absolutely. I am a visual learner though, E. So let's make sure we have something.
Mind, E.
I'll try. Sure. Yeah, I got my notes over here. So it was.
Oh shit, we're going fucking way back.
Yeah, we're gonna go back.
Oh Christ! I just looked at that picture.
Yeah. You saw a man with a ponytail and bows in his hair.
1814.
1814. All
Let me
right.
guess. Is this Ellis Island related?
No.
Or?
1814. Ellis Island?
Well, that looks like the Ellis Island spot. Right
Well, it's
there.
not. It's where
Fuck
it's
off,
Francis Scott Key, and it's an
Oh.
image of him.
That guy wrote a song. He wrote a song.
Who wrote the our national anthem, as we all know.
Singity.
I will.
Go ahead. Just so people know, there's people out there that don't know what our national anthem
I
is.
have it over here if you want to hear an old
I
copy
want
of
to
it.
hear you sing it.
I'm not gonna sing it right now, but
One stanza. Jesus.
Theodore
I don't.
Carr arranged this originally.
no, this is just this. This is just this. This was actually the real old one I found from 1899. Anyway, I will say this.
So what battle inspired Mr. Key?
Well, it was in the War of 1812, and I mean, most people know. I think that Francis Scott Key was in this situation. There was a battle. He saw the flag. He wrote this thing. I did not realize
Who
that
made the flaggy?
What's her name? I don't know whether that chick's name is. I don't know. Anyway, it's not about the flag. So
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross. There we go.
She didn't make this
No,
particular
she did
flag
not.
though,
She did
but she's
not.
famous for like sewing the first
Right,
one.
she did not
right?
actually make this one. You're right. No, but so the War of 1812 is happening, and Francis is a lawyer, and one of his friends is caught by the British Army, and he's sent down there to bargain for his and other people's
I always
release.
wonder what put Key on the scene.
And that is what it did.
Boy, was he like an ambulance chaser, or what
goddamn
kind of lawyer
lawyer.
was
Well,
he?
his friend, Dr. Williams Beanes, 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 was taken prisoner.
Wait, spell it again.
Beanes, Beanes.
It's a shit name, man. Get stuck with Venus for a name.
And so he
I
had
mean,
gone,
honestly, if your last name is Venus,
he had gone to so he went to
what up, penis, Venus?
He's taken prisoner by the British, so Key went to Baltimore to basically try to get his release. He does get his release, but Britain's still gonna make him they don't get it in time. They're still gonna have this battle, so Key still has to sit in this kind of under guard while the battle happens, even though he's already released they've agreed that his friend and him are gonna be able to go. And that's when he wakes up, and of course, the people
Sees the
flag,
bombs bursting in air.
Yes, and the flag's still standing there. What a shock, by the way! It probably isn't that big of a shock when you look into this. My God, pretty much most of the stuff that shows up is just how racist it was.
Oh yeah, the song.
He had.
Isn't it longer than what we hear?
Yes, it
Isn't it
is.
a couple verses longer
There's-
about how
yeah,
black
there's-
people stink or something?
Yeah, there was. It
No
started to
shit.
go into. He did not he.
He didn't like the black, did
No, he had slaves. Francis Scott Key
Yeah.
had slaves. He kind of fought for. He didn't fight for slavery per se,
he? We
but
should
he
take
fought,
a knee anytime that thing plays. We
Yeah,
should
you
take a
should.
fucking knee. That's what we need to do.
So anyway, there was originally, it was not called the Star Spangled Banner or anything like that originally. He actually didn't give it a name originally. He just penned this poem and then he put it in the
Yeah.
paper.
It's like, these are just some thoughts I'm having.
And they called it the defense of Fort McHenry, which is the fort that the battle was happening
Goes to
at.
my original question.
Right.
Fort McHenry. All right.
Fort
that's
McHenry.
All you wanted to
question
know.
answered.
It's all you wanted to know. I wanted
did
to
I-
know what type of lawyer he was, what law he was practicing.
I
Apparently,
don't-
my question's not going to be answered. I'm glad yours was.
I do not remember. But so to me, some of the interesting facts about this is the fact that how long it took for this to be we didn't have a national anthem at the time.
What did we do? How did we start
had-
all our baseball games and shit?
Well, they didn't start playing it at baseball games until 1862.
Okay.
Whatever
think.
we were playing in 1815.
It wasn't they weren't playing music at all, and it wasn't a regular thing. In 1862, it sounds like the first time it was played at a game, and then it was some people started playing it, but it really wasn't until 1918 in a World Series. Who was it between Boston? I thought it was in the Cubs too, but it doesn't. I don't
Great
have
series.
or whatever.
Remember it well.
But anyway, World War I had started, and so at the seventh inning, in kind of honor of the troops, they played this song that had been getting momentum. By the way, it had been getting momentum in the country, but in 1918,
So they didn't like if there was a big bandy game going on, they wouldn't play the.
No,
Before the bandy
There
game?
was, there was Yankee Doodle Dandy was a song that hadn't been played.
Which is bullshit, not the Spangled Banner.
Again,
If I went to a bandy game in 1814, I would expect that Key's song was going to be.
E, are you going to ask Mike what is bandy?
no.
No.
Oh, you
Me
guys
either.
know what band? It's a team winter sport played on ice in which skaters use sticks and direct the ball into the opposing team's goal. I mean,
Let me
You
see a
guys might
picture
know
of it.
this
Let me see an
hockey.
image of it.
I can show you an image of it. There's Bandy.
Dude, when I was in Chicago,
That's Bandy.
when I was in Chicago,
I just binged popular American sports in 1814.
It's
What do you
kind of
think
like
came
hockey.
up? Yeah, hockey definitely stole a lot of its shit from Bandy. No doubt about it.
when I was in Chicago and I went to the
Floorball was big too.
Natural History Museum, they were talking about shit, and they had a stick that I think is from that game, and I have a picture of me holding a bandy stick, I think.
A strange fact,
Sure.
no doubt.
What do you think the 4 sports were that were popular in 1814?
Oh man, some sort of
already gave
racket
you
game,
Bandy.
right? Like some sort of shuttlecockery, or
No.
nothing with a racket.
Nope. Think more tribal and
Yeah,
or
lacrosse.
more lacrosse. No, lacrosse was not invented.
Lacrosse is a
Played by
Native American
1814.
game.
Boxing, horse racing,
Okay.
Sport of Kings.
cricket, and of course Bandy. I mean, I was a big fan
Look
of
at,
Bandy.
see, look. Isn't that? I think that's, if it's not close, it's very similar.
I think what's the women's version of lacrosse?
Well,
Field
hockey.
Field hockey. You're playing field hockey. Sorry, you go ahead.
it's all right.
Are you going to read us the racist lines in the poem?
Yeah, what are the lines that were removed and why?
I wasn't. They were. Nothing's been removed. What happened was the song.
How
was
did they
just,
condense it? Like, who decided this?
It was just so.
Dude, it was Aretha Franklin long.
It was so hard and
You
it
had
was
to
so
pull it back.
long that they. I don't.
Yeah.
That they just
Did
kind
they
of ended
consult Key on this?
it. God
Did
no.
Key go, all right, I'm fine with this?
No. They did. I don't.
Key's long dead,
Well, he
right? By
didn't-
the time they're doing this?
Dude, if
Well,
he
doesn't
didn't
he come-
copyright his shit, that's on Key.
Well, you know
What about his heirs?
I don't know.
Did they speak up? Did anyone consult
I've
his
never
estate?
heard word one from the Keys. Not a fucking word.
Well, I'll say this. So it doesn't become the national anthem until 1931, and Ripley's
Seriously?
Yes.
I'm shocked by
And he
that.
wrote it in 1814?
1814. Ripley's Believe It or Not has a big plays a
Jesus,
big
you
role.
gobsmacked me. I had no idea that it was only 1931 when that became our national anthem.
Goddamn mealy-mouthed fuck. It's
Yeah.
just
It was well. It
all
was.
over me.
I will say, like in 1914, they started like in 1914. One of the presidents did start like turning it, like
Okay,
setting the things
okay,
on
but
it, but it was
officially-
not official. And so in like I said, 31. What did I say? Ripley, Robert Ripley, you know, of the Ripley's Believe It or Not,
the Knott family, sure.
published an item in the syndication portraying the fact that America did not have a national anthem. And it was like, you know, kind of believe it or not, dude, we don't even have a national anthem.
Okay.
And
And
people just got
everybody's like,
outraged. Yeah, they're like,
There's a collective, huh.
And then someone went, dude, I remember this dope-ass poem that this dude Key wrote back in
Yeah.
1814, and people were like, good enough for me.
well, Ripley received many letters of backlash, and he told these upset patriots that their efforts would be better spent writing their congressmen. That led to a 5 million signature petition asking Congress for a national anthem.
Okay, and what else was in the running?
well, again, as I said,
Gold Digger?
songs that were at the
Yankee
top-
Doodle Dandy?
Yankee
Are you
Doodle.
kidding me?
And
Doodle Dandy can't hold a freaking.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy.
That is such a simplistic, stupid song.
what was
Yeah,
the other
I agree.
one? My Country 'Tis of Thee, which was also just a melody.
My country 'tis of
identical to
thee,
God Save the
sweet
Queen.
land of liberty, from which I
No, let freedom reign, right?
No, there's a from which I see or something, and then let freedom reign.
Okay.
And then America the Beautiful. And so it's weird because some of these were just being played kind of.
Wait, Neil Diamond's America was in the running?
No, America the Beautiful. So,
They're coming to America.
Could you imagine every fucking baseball game? We're coming to America. We got to take our hats off to that.
I will say
Shit.
this. So a lot of people think that he did not intend this to be a song. Like he wrote a poem and then it became, people turned it into a song.
Yeah.
That is not, it sounds like that is not true. He did want it to be a song. He just,
But he had it at a totally different tune, huh? Totally different
well,
melody.
it sounds like there's actually rumor.
Somebody
there's actually,
fixed it for him?
It's actually said that he was tone deaf. People.
Yeah.
He
It's a little pitchy.
He did not really
Pitchy dog.
know how to do. Yeah, he was not really good.
Early versions were very pitchy.
Yeah.
Well, he was known to like write poems and kind of sing in his.
Oh, I didn't know
in
he
his
was gay.
in his family things, but it was like very much for the family. This is the only thing that he ever did that took off on any level, of course, as far as that's concerned.
No
know what the
other
world's
success in life.
Hardest song to sing, by the way.
So anyway, what was
So,
it?
Easy,
That-
how
that
about you
is
just
one-
give us the first stanza? Just if people out there aren't familiar with the
You
song.
mean, oh, say, can you see?
Come on, let's.
With
is
some,
it? Oh,
with
what's
some
the feeling?
pride,
Can
a little bit
you
of patriotic
see
pride, please.
by- God, I used to be able to sing this as I did it once in second grade.
doing
for
it
show and
now.
tell.
Words.
I'm trying to think. Oh, say, can you see?
my hat off.
By the dawn. Is that? No, that's not it. Oh, can you see?
Come on, he says.
I tried.
You're doing it.
I'm trying. That's not where it goes, is it? Oh, say, can
We're
you
both standing for the record.
see?
Yeah.
By the dawn's early. No, that's not where it goes,
Yes,
is it?
it is.
By the dawn's early.
Are you
light.
telling me you're doing the Star
What's so
Spangled Banner as your
proudly
history
I'm hatting
lesson, and
myself.
you don't have the words to the fucking song on hand?
We're both hatted, by the way. That is such a poor rendition of that song. It doesn't deserve us to be
I didn't even
unhatted.
recognize it as our national anthem.
No.
I didn't.
You don't have the fucking poem in front of you. You're doing a.
Sure, here we go. Oh, say, can you see? By the
Please,
dawn's
E, with some
early
patriotism.
light.
All right, I'm back on my feet, hat off.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming. Okay, that was enough.
No, keep going.
Who's brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and the rockets
Or the ramparts,
Yeah,
E.
don't forget the ramparts, dickface.
or the ramparts.
Don't
we
gloss
watch.
over the ramparts.
She's blowing off
so
ramparts. What an
gallantly
asshole.
streaming, and the rockets' red glare.
Choose your active
The
wisely.
bombs
This is going to get hard.
bursting in air gave proof through the night that the flag was still there.
Come on, this is Rick Guitar. Choose your active wisely.
Say does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Keep going. There's another couple verses you got to go.
I'm not reading all these other verses.
Yes, you are. You got to get to the racist part, E.
You're not going to understand what the racist part was because the words are weird.
Holy
Try
shit,
me.
is this a long song?
I know, it's bullshit. But
On the shore, dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes.
I hate Negroes.
Wow, man.
There was, I think it had.
Where's the? Can we pick out the racist
You
line,
won't
Jay?
be able to. It had to picture. It had to deal with the fact of something like him not liking that African Americans had stood up for them against themselves. Because when the British did the War of 1812, the Brits came in and started trying to give free slaves. Like, hey man, fight for us, and we'll we'll
All right, here's
free
a
you.
reference to slaves. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out of their foul footsteps pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave.
Doth is a great word. Although I will say, whoever decided what verses to keep and kick out for the song, I think they chose wisely because
Yeah.
that would be hard to sing what you just
Would
read.
be.
You know, but it'd be cool to have doth in there. I do like that word a lot. Is there any more racist things like
No.
I hate Negroes?
I see nothing.
I mean, it doesn't say it blatantly, but again, it had to do with the fact that like they didn't.
So he was dog whistling it.
a little, I guess. I don't know.
It's brutal.
I mean, he very clearly was okay with slavery at some level. He owned slaves. He did not. He was okay with like.
So he was
free,
fond of slaves.
He was
didn't
okay
just-
with free slaves going back to Africa, but like.
So as far as slaves go, Francis Scott Key fucking dug them. Like he didn't just like, oh, my neighbor's got some, it's cool, whatever, I'm cool with that. Like he had some
Yeah.
himself.
Jesus, let me ask you this: who's David L. Brunner? He's
Was one of the same
listed
thing.
as a co-writer with Francis Scott Key.
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
And you better be able to tell us which one decided to use doth.
I don't know who David Brunner is. I don't remember. I don't know. What's the answer to that?
Wow. He's doing a whole fucking. He's
I
teaching
didn't-
class on the Star Spangled Banner, and there's a co-writer to that song. I'd never known that until. Thanks for teaching me that, Jay. I didn't know that. What was his name? Brenner?
Yeah.
I don't remember reading that in my studies.
Anything else?
Nah, I guess that's good.
We do have email, Mike.
Hold on. I mentioned that people were pissed at Glenn Weiss. And Jay, the only reason I bring it up is because you said this. You were like, boy, he spent a lot of time on stage. And they didn't turn on the violins and the music on him.
Yeah.
And these Broadway people from the Tonys are like, you fucking... Like, apparently he goes backstage at the Tonys and the Oscars and is like,
Come on,
listen,
come on."
Listen to me, you fucking prancing homos.
Show's not about you.
45 seconds, and that fucking clock starts the second they announce your name.
And then
I will strike up
Then
the
he
band.
gets up at the Emmys and holds court.
3 minutes
Wow.
plus. And these fucking dancers and stuff are livid.
That's valid, honestly. If,
I agree.
If he really, I mean, I know they
They
have
said
to have a time.
he's done the Tonys like 17 times, and they're like, every fucking year he comes back like an asshole and berates all of us. Clock starts the second your fucking name is mentioned.
He's won Emmys for said Tonys.
yeah,
Gentlemen.
yeah.
Are you ready?
And then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Doug, Doug, oh,
Doug. I already sang the national anthem.
Now's the time to contact Realtor Doug Steinert. Call him, 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man, easy to work with, great friend of the show. Call Douglas today, 248-765-1781. Now, on to email.
What do we got?
Before we get to email proper.
Oh, for the love
Well,
of
Mike,
fuck.
you know, we received quite a packet, and this solves the problem of stamping over fax.
Yep.
We've mentioned this before. You can put postcards into envelopes and send them to us.
Kind of defeats the purpose, but yeah.
Here's the thing, man. When you're sending, I don't know, 20 postcards from your summer trips, that might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Mandy and DTRBM had quite a venture this summer,
Mandy.
it appears. They went from one coast to the other, and they've
Whoa.
included posts from everywhere. Everywhere from
awesome.
Yeah, everywhere from Boston to Seattle.
They literally went east to west.
I don't know if they did it in one fell swoop, but they traveled a lot.
Wow.
But we've got
Must be nice.
Dude, we've got the Goonies house.
Oh, yeah. That's, what's his name?
Chunk.
Chunk.
Chunk's
Hi,
doing the dance, you know?
Yeah, he's skinny now and a lawyer.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
we
a skinny
talked about
lawyer
him.
now.
Yeah, they were in Washington. They were in Massachusetts, Salem witch
Anything
trial
from California. That's all I care about is California.
stuff. Yeah, I understand. Isis, you saw Sue, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right, at the Field
Oh, the
Museum
Dinsaur, yeah.
in Chicago. The Dinsaur. Was that the Dinsaur?
You know what?
Is that
Let me see it
that's
over.
the
Let me-
Dinsaur
That's
you
it,
saw,
right?
Yeah.
I think
Is
it might be. I mean,
Tyrannosaurus?
no, I mean I saw that, but that wasn't the one of the famous. The infamous,
Dinsaur exhibit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for those, TTRBM and Mandy.
By the way, Sue's skeleton on display in the dark and stanky field hall. The Dinsaur there.
Found in South Dakota, right?
The largest, most complete, and best preserved Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton ever found was discovered in 1990 near Faith, South Dakota, by fossil hunter Susan Hendrickson. Sue's mounted skeleton was unveiled at the Field Museum May 17, 2000. And if you're wondering, if you want to call the Field Museum, it's 312-665-9410. Let them know what you think about their Dinsaurs.
For hours of operation.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how many Dinsaur fossils are found, like in South Dakota?
Crazy.
That area, yeah.
I'm
Just
starting to think they were
dearth-
real.
a
That
dearth
they
of-
actually did exist, you know?
Crazy that they once roamed the earth.
Dude, it really is when you think about
I
it.
know.
I mean, these massive
Yeah.
beasts. I mean, it was big, right, E? When you saw the Dinsaur in person, they're big.
The Dinsaurs are very big.
Yeah.
Humgorous in person.
Some of them just eat grass and trees, too, which
Yeah.
is weird. It's like, dude, you're huge. What are you doing?
Yeah, you wouldn't think that could sustain that
No.
beast.
Just salads? Really? Fuck.
Mark writes in, and Mark, for the record, one of my favorite emailers. He and his brother brought us classics like the Shirtless Runner Guy
Sure.
and Fidget Arm.
Yeah.
Longtime listeners
Fucking
will remember
Fidget Arm
those.
is the best. He got a picture of it, too, didn't he? Didn't he get the picture
Yes,
of
he
Fidget
did.
Arm when Fidget Arm was trying desperately to keep that concealed?
Yeah, no, I mean, Mark could literally write, like, Jay is a homo with a witch doctor shrunken penis 20 times in an email, and I would read it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how much I
fond you are?
respect his
Yeah.
emails.
He's not
Smurf-
mealy-mouthed at all.
No, Papa Smurf, Lazy Smurf, and Stinky Smurf. E's objection on funerals are likely based in the fact that he will die alone and impoverished.
Nah, that has nothing to do
No
with it.
partner, no kids, no money.
I don't want either of those things.
Being
well, I want the
Italian-
money, but I don't want the
I don't want
partner or the-
either of those three things.
Right. I only want one of those three things.
Being Italian, Catholic, and French Canadian, funerals are a huge thing. You don't get a dial a minister talking in pseudo-spiritual platitudes to a family they didn't know. You get pomp and circumstance. You are carried in and out of the church by a group of young people you helped inspire in your life. You get a choir and burning incense as you are being wheeled up to the front. Being a Knight of Columbus, we also
But you're
get
all
the
able to-
ceremonial guard wearing ridiculous costumes. And lastly,
That you're enjoying, right, by the way?
your pastor is a man that knew you personally. As
Boring.
the dead guy, you are then responsible for throwing a big party. After the unpleasantness of wishing me a heartfelt goodbye, I would fund a party where everyone eats, drinks, and has a good time. Beers with long-lost
Dude.
cousins, homemade food into the wee hours of the morning. Your last day is a day the family remembers, and everyone is closer together. It's an awesome way to go out.
Have you ever been to a party thrown by a dead guy? They're boring as shit, dude. They plan for
Not
nothing.
Mark's
They're
family.
terrible.
Apparently, Mark enjoys his. It's an
Well.
awesome way to go out if you have loved ones and more than $214 in your bank account. Mark with a C.
I think you need more than $214
Dude, that sounds awful.
for what he just
It sounds like a
described.
long day. It sounds like a long day.
Jesus, you don't understand anything, do you? Nothing. He said it's an awesome way to go out if you have loved ones, family, etc., and more than $214.
Yeah, we don't
in
have
your bank
that.
account.
Okay.
He's
don't have
suggesting
those
you
things.
have about $214.
Well, I have more than that, so.
Oh, well, Jesus.
It's the big stuff.
Got
over there.
218.
Yeah, sure do. Got a
Aaron writes in, "What's up, fags?"
What up, homo?
Had to write in and explain why the funeral procession grievance is bona fide and why they need to be stopped.
Okay.
And that was actually a listener
I'm listening.
grievance. We brought up the funeral thing. Jesus grieved the funerals, and then a listener came in and said, "Dude, it's the funeral processional that you guys ought to be grieving."
Did we deem that
I think it was bona fide.
minus or bona fide?
I think I gave him did I give him a pussy old man?
I think you took a knee on it. I don't think
no,
you gave him anything.
I rendered judgment. I think I gave him pussy old man. Like, come on, just respect the thing, whatever.
Yeah, I said it was bona fide, and then I gave a small speech about it, and I changed his mind.
I acknowledged flaws in the system. The size of the magnetic flags, for one, is ridiculous.
Right.
They ought be larger, such that people can see them. But I think you got to give the people. The guy died, whatever. People are trying to get the funeral. Just be done with this.
I know, but we
Would we rather them
compared it-
shot out of a Folgers can?
Yeah, of
cannon
course.
off a mountain. Yes,
Obviously.
But until our culture, changes.
But when you get stuck behind it or stopped at a light that's green, like if you have to stop at a green fucking light, that you could murder for that.
That's where Aaron's grievance comes in.
Yeah.
When this topic came up in the podcast, I immediately flashed back to 1995 and a young punk version of myself. I was waiting for a left turn light to change so I could cruise down Plymouth Road to my girlfriend's house and attempt to get my penis stroke to completion. The light changed and these assholes kept coming through the light. Now, being 16 and on my way to get my penis stroked, I had no time to wait, and I figured out why people weren't stopping. I did the obvious thing and cut off everyone while extending my middle finger out the window as far as I could. I continued this and possibly yelled some sort of homophobic slur until I saw that about 6 cars back was the one with the 4 little flags. So there, just only 6 cars back, was the end of the procession.
Oh, wow. And he went through all that.
Now, it would have been easy for me to blame myself for further upsetting these grieving family members, but think about how distraught I was once I realized what happened. This almost put a damper on the mouth, hand, butt, or vagina I was about to get. Goodbye, BUI, Aaron.
I don't blame Aaron. I mean, testosterone is raging at that age.
God, I remember those days.
It makes us
16, 17. It's like,
and when it gets in your head, like, I'm on my way to get my penis stroke to completion, like,
Yeah.
there's nothing. Even dead guys, paying
blinders are
respects.
on.
Yeah, dude.
Society be damned.
Yeah.
I'm
People,
beelining it.
females, or those who identify as female, you just need to understand that in that, it seriously is blinders on. Nothing else matters at that moment.
Different Aaron writes in. This is AA Ron, who we know and love. More details regarding the lightning strike situation. You'll recall an email the other day where he said his boss's son went out to get lobster mac and cheese out of the refrigerator, got struck by lightning. We asked for more. We thought that begged some questions.
Didn't we suggest that maybe struck by lightning was like slang for, getting your dick sucked?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Went out to the garage and, ooh, struck by lightning. Whoa.
Yeah, his boy blew him and shit.
No, it meant struck by lightning.
Oh, okay.
Scene. It had been rainy. It had been a rainy monsoon-like day, says Aaron. Water had covered the ground, causing flooding all over town. There was even an F0, yes, that's a thing, tornado that struck down. Lightning struck just outside the garage, and my man was standing on the floor with no shoes. The theory is that the current traveled through the ground and into the rebar in the floor. Thankfully, he was holding the fridge door, giving the jolt a grounded exit from his body in lieu of blowing out his temple. His heart went into arrhythmia for a few days, and he had a little burn on his ankle.
Wow.
That is incredible.
And a
Cool,
great
isn't it?
story. He's
Oh,
got a great
totally.
story, too. Yeah.
No, to say you've been struck by lightning is
it's dope.
maybe the
It's
best
dope.
ever, dude.
I wonder, though, if down the line, you just develop some weird...
Well, of course.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But you could blame a ton of shit on it. It's sort of like a
I
slow
got struck by
down
lightning once, dude.
a slow downy situation.
But are people going to believe you?
You show them your ankle. You tell them, I don't know.
What if your ankle burn heals up? If you've got a burn
maybe
hole, maybe
you get a doctor note and you carry it around in your wallet. Like I carry no sag negative.
That's a good call. I would recommend that. Go to your doctor, get a note, so you can go, dude, I'm not full of shit.
Aaron continues, sadly, he was rushed to the hospital and didn't get to enjoy the bowl of lobster mac and cheese at that time. Side note, the lobster mac and cheese was left over from a work lunch a day prior. It was scrumptious. We played in a golf tourney the following weekend, so after the lightning strike, he had hoped he would be exhibiting some newly developed superpower, but alas, we only finished 1 under. So a week later, he's out golfing.
Dude, getting hit by lightning is no big deal, apparently.
Dude, don't most lightning hits happen on golf courses? You'd think you'd be a little skittish.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you be jumpy for a while after getting struck? Like, dude, if there was
Anytime
even
it rains, a cloud in the sky.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're right. If I was golfing and even just a cloud
Plus,
came in, I'd be like,
you wouldn't want to
I'm
hang
out.
out with him because now he's a magnet for lightning strikes.
Yeah.
Like that
Well,
dude's
lightning
done.
doesn't
He's
strike
dead
twice,
to me.
Mike.
He's fucking dead to me. I don't care how close a friend we are.
You know
Like
what they
knowing,
say.
knowing that he's a magnet for lightning strikes going forward, he's out of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should play a lottery ticket.
Dude, you know how rare it would be to win the lottery and be struck by lightning?
Exactly.
That guy's the last dude that should be playing the lotto.
That's one of my least favorite things that people say when you have something lucky come up, like just whatever.
You
and
should
they're
go
like,
play the
"Whoa,
lotto."
Better go away a lottery ticket.
That is kind of the
fuck
standard, like,
yourself.
funny guy thing to say, right? One of those dumb dad jokes.
Standard unfunny guy
Well,
thing
you're
to
right,
say.
quote unquote funny guy. That's air quotes. You should go play the lotto. Save the rest for Monday.
Awesome. Enjoy the Lions game, guys. It's exciting.
Is another one of those happening?
Yeah, I think that we'll probably do a show before it anyways,
Yeah.
but I think Sunday night against the Pats, boy, they're going to get smoked.
I'm probably done with tackle ball for the year.
Are
All
you?
around, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. All right, well, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.